Heracles, the 12 labors of atonement, the cursed child. Before he was a hero, he was a target. Heracles, known to the Romans as Hercules, was the son of Zeus and a mortal woman named Alcmene. Zeus, knowing the boy's destiny, named him Heracles, which means glory of Hera, in a futile attempt to appease his jealous wife. It didn't work. Hera hated the child with a burning passion. When Heracles was just a baby lying in his crib, Hera sent 2 massive venomous serpents to kill him in the night. His mortal brother, Iphicles, screamed in terror. But baby Heracles didn't cry. He simply reached out with his chubby hands, grabbed the snakes by their throats, and strangled them both until they went limp. From that moment, everyone knew this was no ordinary child. As he grew, he was trained by the greatest masters: wrestling, archery, music, and warfare. He grew into a man of colossal strength and uncontrollable temper. He married Princess Megara and had children. For a while, life was perfect. But Hera was watching, waiting for the cruelest moment to strike. The madness. Hera didn't send a monster to kill Heracles this time. She sent madness. One day, while playing with his children, a red mist descended upon Heracles' mind. Hera twisted his vision. He didn't see his beloved sons. He saw enemies, monsters attacking him. In a blind, hallucinogenic rage, the greatest hero of Greece slaughtered his own family. When the madness lifted, Heracles found himself covered in the blood of his wife and children. His grief was so intense he almost committed suicide. But instead, he sought purification. He traveled to the Oracle of Delphi to ask how he could atone for his terrible sin. The oracle gave him a sentence that seemed like a death warrant. He was to serve his cousin, King Eurystheus of Tyrrhenes, a man Heracles despised for being weak and cowardly, for 12 years. He had to perform whatever labors the king commanded. Only then would he be forgiven and granted immortality. The first labors: monsters and venom. King Eurystheus, terrified by Heracles and guided by Hera, devised tasks he thought were impossible. The first labor: the Nemean Lion. This beast had golden fur that was impenetrable to steel. Swords bent and arrows bounced off its hide. Heracles realized weapons were useless. He cornered the lion in a dark cave and wrestled it. Using his immense strength, he choked the life out of the beast. Then he used the lion's own claws to skin it, wearing its impenetrable pelt as armor for the rest of his life. The second labor: the Lernaean Hydra. A terrifying serpent with 9 heads. If you cut off one head, 2 more would grow back in its place, and one head was immortal. Heracles fought it in a poisonous swamp. As he chopped, the heads multiplied. He called his nephew, Iolaus, for help. After Heracles severed a head, Iolaus would instantly cauterize the neck stump with a burning torch, preventing regrowth. Finally, Heracles buried the immortal head under a massive rock. He dipped his arrows in the Hydra's poisonous blood, creating a weapon that caused incurable wounds.
Brains over brawn. Not all labors required strength. Some required wit. The fifth labor: the Argeian stables. Heracles was ordered to clean the stables of King Ogyges in a single day. These stables housed thousands of immortal cattle and hadn't been cleaned for 30 years. The filth was mountainous. Instead of using a shovel, Heracles used his brain. He dug a canal and diverted 2 rushing rivers to flow directly through the stables, washing away decades of dung in mere hours. The 11th labor, the apples of the Hesperides. He had to steal golden apples from a garden at the edge of the world, guarded by a dragon and held by the Titan, Atlas, who held up the sky. Heracles found Atlas and offered to hold the sky for him if Atlas would fetch the apples. The Titan, eager to be free of his burden, agreed. But one condition: Heracles had to defeat the beast without using any weapons. Wearing only his lion skin, Heracles wrestled the monster of death. He wrapped his massive arms around the 3 snapping throats and squeezed until the beast yielded. He dragged the terrifying hound up to the surface. King Eurystheus was so scared he hid in a bronze jar until Heracles took the dog back. The poisoned shirt. Heracles completed his labors. He was free. He remarried a woman named Deianira, but his end came not from a monster, but from a misunderstanding. A centaur named Nessus tried to kidnap Deianira. Heracles shot him with a Hydra poisoned arrow. As Nessus lay dying, he lied to Deianira. He told her his blood was a love potion that would keep Heracles faithful forever. Years later, worried that Heracles was falling for another woman, Deianira soaked a shirt in the centaur's blood and gave it to her husband. She didn't know the blood was tainted with the Hydra's venom. When Heracles put the shirt on, the heat of his body activated the poison. It burned his flesh like acid. He tried to rip the shirt off, but it tore his skin away with it. The pain was unbearable, worse than any labor he had endured. Realizing he was dying, Heracles built his own funeral pyre on Mount Oeta. As the flames rose, the mortal part of him, the part from his mother, burned away. But the divine part, the part from Zeus, could not die. Heracles ascended to Olympus in a chariot sent by his father. There he was reconciled with Hera, at least formally, and given Hebe, the goddess of youth, as his eternal wife. He is the ultimate symbol of human struggle. He suffered more than any man, but through that suffering, he earned his place among the stars.